country song, with everything in life going wrong. Been down and out for far too long. Feels like I'm living in a country song. Lord, if this is you prepared ground, please show me there's hope to be found. I'm praying someday my life will rebound. Until then, keep me safe and sound. Feels like I'm living in a country song, with everything in life going wrong. Been down and out for far too long. Feels like I'm living in a country song. Oh, I'm living in a country song. Oh, I'm living in a country song.
Oh, 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 oh. You're here for a reason. You're no accident. You're the answer to a problem. You were heaven sent. You're the only one who has what it will take to be that answer. Make no mistake, and I'll tell you now. You're here for a reason. You're no accident. You're the answer to a problem. You were heaven sent. You may be feeling like you're all alone, just a tiny pebble in a world full of stone. But I'll tell you now, you're here for a reason. You're no accident. You're the answer to a problem. You were heaven sent. Deep down inside you, waiting to be free, is the power to save the world in need. But I'll tell you now, you're here for a reason. You're no accident. You're the answer to a problem. You were heaven sent. Oh, 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 oh. Love is the reason you were born that day. Love is the answer, and its light show the way. 'Cause I'll tell you now, you're here for a reason. You're no accident. You're the answer to a problem. You were heaven sent.
Read me a book just the other day, taught me to see things a whole new way. Said my problems were just opportunities, if I could only learn to change the way I see. So I counted up my assets just like it said to do. Here's what I found that I can offer you. I've got 30 things I can't sell, car in the driveway that's broke as hell, $75,000 in debt, college degree that ain't been paid off yet, one sterling silver necklace a friend gave to me, and 39 years experience living in poverty. Well, I scratched my head measure of all the things I found, my hidden treasure. So I counted up my assets just like it said to do. Here's a few more things I can offer you. I got a voice like an angel, you can order it to go. I can write you a song, poem, or book, you know. I can teach you to paint or to draw if you please. I can speak to a large group or small with great ease. I can offer a couch to the wealthy who seek a unique experience, living poor for 5,000 a week. Felt so much better as I wrote down this letter. All I need now is people who pay. A little money goes a very long way, and maybe this'll be a great story to tell. If only I can find someone who'll buy the things I can sell. Ooh, won't somebody please buy the things I can sell? Living homeless in a place where I share all the space. I'm grateful for what I've got, but it challenges me a lot. Like finding a place to meet clients so I can get off the street. I've got no money in the bank, can't even put gas in the tank. Walking everywhere in the heat leaves me sweaty, not sweet. I'm striving to do better, it's true, but I don't always know what to do. I've got all this value inside me, but it's not always so easy to help other people see I'm a walking golden opportunity. Today's a new opportunity to change our current society. The help you get today can get things on their way. I don't want a handout, that's not what I'm about. I just need a hand up, a little love to fill my cup. I'm a writer, an artist, and a designer, copywriter, marketer, trainer, and planner. My list of skills runs miles long. You're wondering where I went wrong. I'm in a love-hate relationship with society. I love people, but I don't find it funny the way we value each other by our money. I wish more people could see and agree. Today's a new opportunity to change our current society. The help you get today can get things on their way. I'm not blaming anyone for my choices. Blaming anyone is pointless. I rejected the corporate plantations here, choosing my child's life over my career. I made my fair share of mistakes. I'm no saint, for heaven's sake. I admit I missed a lot of opportunities due to my fears and insecurities. But my current financial condition is at least in part due to my mission to put people over profits in life, accepting that this will cause me strife. Today's a new opportunity to change our current society. The help you get today can get things on their way. I've spent decades searching for truth, breaking free of lies I believed in my youth. I'm no longer eager to participate in a system designed to discriminate. I guess what I'm trying to communicate is that this doesn't have to be our fate. Our greatest investment is in one.
All right, folks, we are getting ready to get started with our podcast. Whoops. And I'm going to switch over to the slide deck because, yes, indeed, we are turning our problems into profits. We're turning life's poop into money we can spend. And last week, we kind of gave you the setup for all of that. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that, go back, watch last week's stream. I'm not going to repeat the content. We're going to pick up where we left off with creating your offer. So this is an important part. Once you have your roadmap, once you know where you're leading people, it is time for you to, hold on just a second. I have lost my chat, so I have no idea what you folks are saying to me right now, and I need to find it and retrieve it. Ah, I love technical difficulties. They're so much fun. I have found the chat. Now I need to put it in a place where I can't lose it again. Okay. There we go. Now we're black. Woohoo! So your offer should deliver more than your customer expects to receive if you want your reputation to grow. People don't talk about the ordinary, but they won't stop talking about the extraordinary. If you do something that just blows their mind, they're not going to be able to stop talking about it, even if you want them to. So your story builds that blueprint. It shows people how you got from where you were to where you are now. And that blueprint shows them the possible future awaiting them if they accept your call to action. But you don't want the conversation to end there, okay? Your offer is this invitation to walk together. Your offer is an invitation for them to let you walk with them and guide them as they work toward their dream of achieving the results you've gotten and transforming their lives for the better. So you know where they are because you were there once. You know where they want to be. Like I said, you were back there. You were dreaming of that place. What can you offer that will encourage them to take that next step forward? Because fear is their enemy. They're going to find 50 million reasons to stay in their comfort zone. Your offer has to be strong enough that it compels them to take that one step forward that will get them closer to their dream. So consider who you were at the time, right? Think about where you were when you started your journey. What level of risk would you have been willing to take? How guarded were you? If it wasn't easy for you to open up to people, if it wasn't easy for you to take risks, you got to think about how low the bar had to be for you to step over it. Consider your limitations. You're just one person. Make sure your offer takes into account limitations on your time, your energy, and your resources. You don't want to make an offer that's something like, grab a spot on my calendar. I want you to consider if 1,000 people grabbed a spot on your calendar in 1 month, you wouldn't have the ability to keep up with that. So you need something that's going to be very low energy for you. Produce it once and you don't have to produce it a second time. It takes very little time or effort for you. Kind of create it once and set it and forget it. Risk is taught. And taking risk is something actually that fathers teach their children. Because men are much better about taking risks. Moms are always like, stay safe, don't get hurt. Dads are out there going, okay, you want to stick your finger in the light socket? Go ahead, give it a try. You won't do it twice. And that's why fathers are so important. They teach you risk taking. Now, some of us get a little crazy with that, but you know. So here are 5 questions to ask yourself to kind of help you work through what your offer should be. What would I have needed most when I was going through this situation? What are my skills, gifts, talents, and abilities? What am I comfortable, confident, and capable of producing that I can give with excellence? What can I offer that will work within my time, budget, and resource limitations? And what would my audience be most comfortable doing? So your offer is designed to get them to take one step past their comfort zone. So it can't be something that's too high risk. They won't do it 9 times out of 10. And 5 things to remember as you work on it. Let love for them and compassion for their situation lead you when you're creating your offer. Doing what you were born to do makes it easier to get done. If it comes naturally and effortlessly for you, you're more likely to do it. Confidence attracts, comfort keeps you doing it, and working within your current capabilities makes it more likely to actually get done. Showing up with consistency is the key to building strong relationships that lead to conversion. Chances are the first time they encounter you, they are not going to take you up on the offer. They will likely need at least 7 times of connecting with you before they go ahead and trust you enough to take that risk and step out of their comfort zone. Minimal commitment requirements work best in new relationships. And money is a commitment. So when you're thinking about an offer, a free offer is ideal to get them to take that next step. When you're thinking about your offer, I want you to think about the fact that the more money you're asking for, the bigger the commitment you're requesting them to make. Think about it like this. Most people get scared away if you ask them for marriage on a first date. That's just the reality of the situation. People are comfortable with maybe a coffee date, right? Minimal commitment, low risk, public setting, not much promise there, not much commitment on either side, easy to back out of if something goes wrong. You only get comfortable with making a bigger commitment as you get to know the person. So in a lot of ways, making an offer that's a sales offer is also a lot like making an offer that's a dating offer. It's both relationship development. Take the lead in finding out what they care about. You want to spend time listening to understand how they think, what they believe, their worries, their desires, empathizing with their current situation in life. If you've never been there, try to imagine being where they are. Asking relevant questions to be sure you've got clarity on what it is they really want or need in life. If you haven't drilled down far enough, not just to understand what they want, but why they want it, keep going, keep asking questions. If they tell you they want a certain outcome, ask them why. Because if you don't dig deep enough, if you don't find out what's really driving their decision, then you're gonna struggle when it comes time to getting them to say yes. And then developing an offer that'll get them excited, right? You want them to be eager to say yes because they're so confident that it's going to help them take that next step toward their dream. Now, when it comes to listening, one of the best ways to listen to your intended audience is to visit blogs and listen to podcasts that are made for your audience, the people you want to serve. The more you read about them, the more you listen to the things they say and the things that interest them, the things they're afraid of, the things that worry them, the things that are keeping them up at night, the things that are getting them excited, that's the more likely you're going to be to the more insight you'll gain into what would appeal most to them. Hold on just a second. I'll be right back. Shame on me for forgetting to mute my cell phone before I started my podcast. Hold on just a second. Lost my chat again. Man, it's hard to keep track of that thing. It keeps popping away. I don't know why it does that, but I'll figure it out. All right, so anyway, here we go. Now, you want to go where they gather for research. You want to go to the places you know they're likely to be. You want to join online and offline groups that cater to your target audience. Listen to them and gather the feedback you need before you craft your offer. The more dialed in you can be to who they are and what matters to them and how they think and what they say and how they say it, the more you'll be able to reflect that back in your marketing copy. It's always good to know the people you're talking to. So here's some ideas for potential offers that you could make to draw them back to your site, right? Or to draw them back to you. A tip sheet, a checklist, a short video tutorial, a short video chat, a short phone call. Now, I recommend, be careful with the video chat and the phone call. Like I said, imagine if 1,000 people wanted one of those. Would you be able to keep up with it? Public speaking is a potential offer. Okay, but getting those gigs can be a little tricky. Prayer support. It's always easy to pray for people. It's better if you pray with them, but it's always easy to pray for them. An event invite. Can you bring them to a location so you can talk with a lot of them all at once? A simple game, a music download, or a piece of artwork. Those are all potentials that you could offer to draw them back to you. As a way of setting up and starting that relationship. Now, you're a streamer or you're a video YouTuber, that's where your offer will live. If you want them on your channel, offer them something they can't get somewhere else from you. So now that you've chosen your offer, the next topic of discussion is your competition. You want to know what you're up against in terms of getting your story and your offer out there. And for instance, 2 Yards, you're doing a lot of music. One of the things you could do is very well chart your story in your songs, in your music. So evaluating your competition, or even you, since you're so good at it, you could actually do a tutorial on how you do the videos you do. They're pretty amazing, and sync them up with the music. So if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the results of 100 battles. If you know yourself, but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Take what you're really amazing and good at and key into that. What have people told you that you do better than almost anybody else out there, and leverage it. Leverage the heck out of it. I am being factual, sir, not kind. There's a difference. Just spreading facts, as they say. You've got the receipts on your channel. Your solution isn't the only option out there. Your audience faces the dilemma of figuring out how to find the best solution for their problem. To help them, you must know what other solutions exist, what those solutions offer that you don't, what they don't offer that you do, and what makes your solution the best fit for their needs. The Catholic Church, for instance, isn't the only option out there. God's chosen audience faces a lot of trouble figuring out which religion is the right religion. To help them connect with him, we've got to know what other solutions exist, what they offer that we don't, what they don't offer that we do, and what makes our solution the best fit for their needs, right? That's the challenge. And I'm only using faith as my example because it's so universal, because people can understand the struggle. It's not that I'm trying to convert you, although I wouldn't mind if you converted, but it's a good solid example to show you the principles in action. So the next thing you need to do is conduct your SWOT analysis, right? Your research begins with a SWOT analysis, which is the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So let's show you how this works, right? Your strengths are the things your new brand does well. Thank you. Things your new brand does well is what separates it from your competition, what skills, abilities, talents, gifts, and knowledge you bring with the offer, and your tangible assets, any intellectual property, capital, proprietors, technology, etc. Like for instance, Randy's strength, he's got the, not just the J-Rig, but he also has as a free offer his little tone finder thing, not tone finder, basically song generator that he created that's not AI, which is beautiful. So here's the Catholic Church's strengths, things our faith does well. We've got a global presence. Anywhere you go, you can find us. We're the oldest Christian denomination. We've got the true presence of Christ in the Eucharist. We've got unity assured through obedience to the magisterium and the papacy, and healthy mechanisms for healing damage to the community brought on by selfishness, guilt, shame, and grief. Those are all things that we do exceptionally well. Your weaknesses, things your new brand needs to improve, what you lack, what your competitors do better, what resource limitations you've got, and your gaps in terms of knowledge, skills, abilities, talents, and gifts. Those are weaknesses. But the good news is if you acknowledge your weaknesses, you can always work on them. Pardon me. Here's the weaknesses of the Catholic faith. Things the Catholic Church could improve, right? We've got poorly trained lay faithful leading to people not getting access to the tools they need to fulfill the Church's mission. We've got an excess reliance on cost-prohibitive formal training programs to ensure qualifications of the laity to do their job. We got poor press and media coverage due to a failure to control our own narrative and a lack of defined processes for welcoming strangers and inviting people into the church. Those are things we need to do better if we want to grow the way we want to grow. Your opportunities. These are things you can leverage in your favor. Gaps in the marketplace, underserved markets, few competitors, emerging needs, and press and media coverage of your story or brand. So like, for instance, gaps in the marketplace. What are people, if you were on Brian's podcast earlier, or Embracing the Sun podcast earlier, and, he talked about thinking about doing that second YouTube channel, fishing for tone, right? That would certainly be a gap in the marketplace. There is no other channel out there that I know of that's doing fishing and guitars. Sometimes you look for opportunities like that where you can merge the two. And the Catholic Church's opportunities, things we can leverage in our favor, is recent research into the necessity of love and the contribution a lack of love makes to mental health problems. We've got a growing mental health crisis out there that the church is positioned to help people solve. The collapse of competing denominations. There are a lot of denominations that are going bye-bye in the car lately. There's growing bodies of research supporting the teachings of the Catholic Church, and there are converts and reverts that are eager to share their faith. So those are all things we could take advantage of as the Catholic Church. Whoop, I did it again. I hate when I do that. All right. But this time I know where it went, so it's easier to get back. All right, your threats. Things that can block your path to success, right? These are emerging competitors. Maybe they're bigger streamers or bigger music labels that are kind of hedging your zone. There's changing laws, especially changing laws on YouTube, negative press or media coverage, shifts in attitudes or perceptions of your brand. Maybe somebody starts talking crap about your music or start talking crap about your channel and you need to adjust, right? So the Catholic Church's threats, things that can block our path to success. The World Economic Forum's attempt to create replacement man-made religion. Negative press or media coverage of the Catholic Church. Negative perceptions of the Catholic Church and its teachings, especially by those who are ignorant of why we do what we do. And laws being passed that are prohibiting the free practice of the faith by lay faithful, such as in the state of Washington. It's crazy, all the things they're doing right now. But now that you've evaluated your competition, you know where you stand in the marketplace, the next topic of discussion is your pricing. How do you price your offer to make it appealing to your audience? So here we are. You received without pay, give without pay. That's from Matthew 10:8. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this particular stream at no cost. Because God gave me this content at no cost. And he asked me to share it with people at no cost. If they want to contribute because they value it, fantastic. If they don't, it's there for the taking. Oh, no worries, Stuart. Thanks for hanging with me as long as you did. I appreciate it. So calculating the value of your offer. You calculate the base value of your offer as a function of, first, the amount of time your average prospect spends searching for a solution times their hourly rate of pay. Second, the amount of money they spend on failed solutions that didn't resolve the underlying problems. Third, the amount of money their solution would save them, your solution would save them, times the number of hours they spent searching for a solution. That's technically what your solution is worth to them. Now, our offer is priceless. We aren't operating in the ordinary business world as Catholics. We're operating in the kingdom of heaven, and that changes everything. Real love can't be bought for any amount of money, but it will cost you everything. So let's talk about money. God didn't make this world with money. He made it with love. Human beings invented money to protect their hearts and ensure an equal transaction. People wanted to make sure that they were giving as much as they were getting. Money, though, measures just two things. Money's designed to measure just two things. First, the confidence your target audience has that you can deliver the results you promise. And second, the amount of commitment your target audience has to getting that result. Charging money only makes sense when you're trading value for value. There's no amount of money you could ever give me that would equal the value of Christ's love. And that's why I'm not charging for this course. I want you to taste and see his goodness for yourself. The Lord already paid the tab. Christ already paid with his life for you to receive everything you're receiving today. If you choose to give back, give out of gratitude for what you received, not because you feel obligated. The transactional world doesn't know how to value love. Many people will take you for granted, just as they did with Christ, because they don't understand the value you bring. When people don't understand the value of a thing, they won't pay money to get it, no matter how much it's worth. That's why your initial offer needs to be free, so they can taste and see the goodness of working with you without needing to take a risk to get there. Prioritize relationships over money. The relationships you build with those you serve are worth more than any amount of money you could make from serving those around you. The more connections you form, the more people you know what can the more people who know what you can do for them, the more likely it is that what you desire in life will come your way. So let's talk about delivering our value. Now that we understand how to price our offer and calculate its value, let's talk about setting up a system to ensure consistent delivery. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things shall be yours as well. Matthew 6:33. So here's how to plan your delivery, right? A failure to plan is a plan to fail. Benjamin Franklin. Building your strategy for delivering your offer. There are 5 questions to ask when planning your delivery. First, how will you package your offer? Second, what will you deliver? Third, how will you deliver it? Fourth, when will it be delivered? And fifth, how can you ensure the delivery continues long after you're gone? You don't want people to stop being able to get the benefits if you're not there to deliver it. Packaging your offer. There are many ways to package and present an offer, but it should be something your audience can easily digest. Use your combination of talent, skills, and gifts. Be something you're excited to present, and be attractive to your audience. You can deliver a variety of ways. You can set up a free blog, set up a free website, upload your free video to YouTube, host it on your own website, create a Facebook or social media page and offer it there. Not sure how? You can get help. If you need help delivering an offer or figuring out your delivery system, we invite you to become a Catholic Explorer by visiting lovingcatholicism.com/membership/Catholic Explorer _Explorer. And that group will work with you to help get the offer created and out there so it can benefit you and your family. And then we've got the conclusion. Congratulations! You finished the free Turning Problems into Profits course. So let's talk about what comes next. Get legal. Every city, county, state, and government has its own regulations and requirements. Visit your city, county, and state's business regulation department for information on their regulations, and be sure to visit the IRS for information about tax compliance. Taxes are not something you want to really get on the wrong side of, unless you've got a darn good reason for doing that. And to get more free training, you can visit Path to Connections at pathconnections.com/SMB for more free business training. You can visit learn.sba.gov/dashboard to get free training and mentorship from the government. Now, reviews are appreciated. Actually, comments will be fine in this case. I would appreciate consider leaving us an honest review of the course and its content on our site also. And consider sharing this course if you found it helpful. Please consider sharing with others so that the word spreads. And like I said, you can become a Catholic Explorer if you're interested. We encourage you to become part of our Catholic Explorer community. Let's support you in your efforts to share your story and make the difference that you were born to make. Ba-dum-bum. And that's all I've got for that. Whew, that's 159 slides, baby. And I'd ask if you have any questions, but I just don't have that many people here to ask. So how about you, Hoopy? Any questions? This may be the shortest Turning Problems into Profit stream yet. Not that I've had too many of them. It's just the second one. So. All right, folks. That was all I had for today. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope that you will continue turning your problems into profits. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. I am going to see you on Monday at 6:30 p.m. I'll be doing more of my art. If you get in, join me there, and I'll see you later.